Welcome to Mitchellium's Classroom by Mr. Africa. Today we're going to learn about macronutrients and micronutrients. Our bodies are pretty complicated, meaning that they have a whole of nutritional needs in order to survive and function. The composition of our diet is essential to meeting these needs, and therefore it's important to understand what nutrients are. The molecules that cells use to perform different functions and form different substances are called nutrients. There are many different types of nutrients that function in different ways. Some nutrients are needed in relatively small quantities. We call them micronutrients. Examples are spinach, which is high in iron, broccoli, which is high in iodine, and carrots, which are high in vitamin A. Other nutrients are called macronutrients. Macro meaning large because they are needed in relatively large quantities for cells to carry out their functions. Some macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and fiber. Macronutrients are essential for our survival because they are required for the most basic life-sustaining functions or to produce the most basic life-sustaining substances in the body. Now remember that macronutrients are made up of large molecules. They are big molecules. And in order for our cells to be able to use these macronutrients, the macronutrients must first be broken down into their smaller building blocks during digestion. Now we're not going to talk about the chemistry side of this topic, the biochemical structures and formula, but rather we're just going to focus on what the building blocks are and how it is being used up by our body. For example, we eat the bread. The bread which has carbohydrates, and the carbohydrates we eat are broken down during digestion into simple sugars, in particular glucose, which cells use to produce the form of chemical energy, ATP, or the adenosine triphosphate, that is required for every single biochemical process occurring in the body. Another example is the meat which has proteins, and these proteins that we eat are also broken down into smaller molecules called amino acids, which cells recombine to make different types of proteins such as the enzymes. And these are used to build up muscles and other structures in the body. Fats from our diet, let's say we eat a margarine, they are broken down into fatty acids, which are used for forming and repairing cell walls. Fats are also used for energy when glucose is not available or during endurance activities. Now, how much or how little do we need of each nutrient? The right amounts of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats to consume every day are related to the number of calories that our bodies need to have enough energy to perform life functions while maintaining a healthy body weight. You might have encountered the word calories or kilocalories from reading nutritional facts or labels on food packages. It is important to understand that calories are just a unit of energy, just as centimeters are a unit of length. Therefore, when we talk about calories in the food we eat, we are talking about the amount of energy the food supplies us with in order to do the work necessary for survival. Kilocalories is the unit of energy equals to 1,000 calories. Research shows that carbohydrates should make up 45 to 65% of the calories that we consume in a day. This is because carbohydrates can be easily broken down into glucose, the simple sugar that cells use to produce ATP. ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, is the form of energy required by every cell in the body to perform the metabolic reactions that keep us alive. For example, energy from ATP is used to transport certain molecules into and out of cells, assemble proteins, DNA, and other cellular products, send impulses along nerve cells, and move the cilia of cells lining the intestines so they can function in digestion, or the flagella of sperm cells so that fertilization can occur. Fats, also known as lipids, should make up 20 to 35% of our daily calories. This is so we have enough fatty acids to repair the membranes of damaged cells or construct membranes of new cells that are formed to replace dead cells. For example, our skin cells, which can get damaged and need to be replaced relatively often, need to have access to plenty of fatty acids for repair and construction. Furthermore, fats that make up neurons play an important role in how quickly messages can be sent throughout our nervous system. In addition, the fat that is stored in our cells is vital for protecting our internal organs, keeping us warm and providing us with a source of energy when the food we eat is not sufficient to meet our energy needs. Proteins should make up 10 to 35% of our daily calories. Proteins perform a wide variety of functions in our body, including structure and support for our cells and as carriers or channels to pass important molecules into and out of cells. Proteins are also necessary in the production, growth, and repair of body cells and tissues. Enzymes, a specific type of protein, are needed to speed up chemical reactions in our cells so that they can happen quickly enough to keep us alive. Now, proteins are made up of different amino acids, and there are 21 amino acids in all. 9 of these, we call them the essential amino acids, which means they are essential to our diet. They are available to our cells only through the foods that we eat. The other 12 amino acids can be produced by our body cells. We call them the non-essential amino acids. Ribosomes put together different combinations of these 21 amino acids in order to form all the different proteins that our body needs. Another important macronutrient is fiber. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate, and it should make up 20 to 25% of the carbohydrates that we are eating. Because we cannot digest fiber completely, it acts as a scrub brush in our intestines to help move along the feces formed during digestion so they can be eliminated from the body. In addition, fiber helps us feel more full when we eat, which can help avoid overeating. These are some examples of food that are rich in carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and fiber. In summary, we differentiate micronutrients and macronutrients. We also identified how macronutrients are broken down and how much macronutrients do we need in a day. Thank you for listening and have fun learning.